So hello, Phil.
Hello.
It's nice to have you back.
Yep.
It's
good to be back.
I just went to your website a few days ago and I was looking at what you've been doing since the mid-'80s, and the list just goes on and on and on. I was blown away. Your work schedule is insane. So what does a normal working month look like for you?
There isn't normal. I know it sounds, it varies. I just try and always do different things if I can. I mean, this year, I was talking to Guthrie about it earlier. I mean, this year I've been to China, America, Italy, Germany. I go to Malta, Spain, here, and do shows in England, and then I play wheel rock you quite a lot. That's the one consistent thing for the last 10 years for me has probably been playing in wheel rock you in London, doing a show there, which I do for Laurie Wisefield. But other than that, I regard myself as a jobbing musician. I kind of want to take things on that are interesting and varied. I don't want to do the same thing all the time. And so the engineering and the recording is quite important to me as well. And sessions are quite important, and other things outside, and helping people, teaching as well.
It's no wonder they call you the hardest working guitarist in London.
I don't know about that, but...
Your list of credits is it's amazing. It just goes on, and tours, recordings, production work, editing, just to name a few. And which of these activities take up the most of your time, and which do you enjoy the most?
I think all of them. I mean, and it will vary depending on what time of year you ask me that question. In January, obviously playing at trade shows or travelling or doing clinics there'll be more of that going on. Then the NAMM show. Then you'll take on. I came back from there and did wheel rocking, and then I go back home and I work on an album for someone, and so there's always stuff hopefully going on. Like when I get back from here, I've got a bunch of recording to do, and then I'm trying to get a bit of time off over Christmas, which would be good, before NAMM next year. And then after NAMM, you haven't got that long. You do recording, magazine articles, few clinics and whatever. Then you're out to do Frankfurt, and then there might be a few gigs come in, and maybe a tour with someone. I don't know. So whatever comes along, I'm happy.
So between teaching and engineering, producing, playing gigs or whatever, does any of these stand out? Do you enjoy some of them the most?
No, I mean, I believe that whatever you do, you should try and do your best at and focus on that and enjoy it. I mean, the one thing, all you can do, any human being can do, is you do your best wherever you are. So if I'm mixing, say, an album for you, at that time I'm there with you, I'm concentrating on that, and I'm trying to get it the best I can, and it's for you, and hopefully it will come out, my name's on it for helping or whatever, but primarily you're helping an artist or whatever. That then gets done, that goes out, then you move on to the next thing, and you give your best on that. Do you know what I mean? I can't see what the point of doing things are if all it is for the money,
Yeah, of course. So, and what have you been doing lately?
Well, this is going to sound strange. The music business doesn't work in a kind of linear way. The latest thing, funny enough, yesterday, there's an album that I'm on that came out in America with I'm on it with Doogie White, and who sang for Rainbow, and he's a good friend of mine. I toured with him in America in 2008 doing a thing called Flashback. And it's got people like Derek Sherinian, used to be in Dream Theater, and Yngwie's drummer, and Pontus Norgren from Hammerfall, and a whole bunch of people, Neil Murray from Whitesnake's on there, a whole bunch of people on there. But I actually recorded that stuff a while ago. I mean, I did that when we came back from America in 2008, 2009, then cut to 2011. It comes out and people go, I've just heard you're playing on the new Doogie White album. And I'm like, well, actually, that was... then, so it's always mixed up, so, but I'm very glad about that. I'm very glad, because Doogie's a great guy and he's proper rock, and so I'm very, very pleased about that he's actually seen the light of day. Because the other thing as well, quite often you do projects and you take things on and they don't all work out. Some things, I've had lots of things, we've got a show coming up on this day, you put the dates free in your diary, but of course for one reason or another it doesn't happen. So for every kind of, maybe it used to be, it's a bit better now, but in the past, for every 3 or 4 things that came up, only one of them would come through. So you have to take on more than you think you can handle. And then, of course, sometimes they all come in and you're like, you've got to...
Okay. So what are your plans for the near future? Any projects coming up?
Well, I've got an album with a guy called Nick Bowley, who you don't know, he's a good guitar player. I've got that going on at the moment. Phone. I've got that's coming out soon. We'll Rock You, I'll be doing a lot of that over Christmas up in town. I really enjoy that still. I mean, it sounds weird. People say, how can you do something for that long and still enjoy it? But it's a challenge. I don't know if you know what it is. It's a 3-hour show. And there's a lot of the band are really good. And
you've been doing that for about 10 years?
Yeah, about 10 years. I don't do it all the time. It's not actually my gig. I do it for someone else. But yeah. I do it for Laurie Wisefield, who plays with Tina Turner and Wishbone Ash and people like that. But I do it about 100 times a year on average. So 10 years, that's 1,000 shows. You know, a couple of thousand people. I'll probably play to about 1 million people there doing it, I guess. I don't know. It's a lot of people anyway. I don't count them. But it's a challenge. It's one of those things when you're working with people who are the top of, they're really good guys, you know, and I can't impress them. You know, they're all really good. It's one of those situations where I'm not going to, it doesn't matter what I play, they're not going to go, oh, wow, Phil, you're amazing. They just take it for granted that you're really good. It was one of those situations where you know that people that you're with, they expect you not to make mistakes. It's hard to explain because it's like an environment where a normal environment would be you'd go to a gig and it would be okay and there might be some mistakes. Oh, it doesn't really matter. It's only a bit of fun. But then it has to be spot on to the nth degree because they've been doing it so long, and it has to be perfect. I mean, people are paying. Well, I don't know what it would be in euros, but £50 it was a ticket per night. It's a big responsibility to deliver to those people every night. You know, they pay
just a very high standard.
And the standard's very high, yeah, and because of the fact that you know, and to a degree, it's a survival issue. You go in there and you do a good job. Great, go home. There's nothing like doing a show like that and getting it perfect and going home on the Saturday night, waking up Sunday morning and thinking, right, I've got all day to do it. I had a great show last night. That is brilliant. I love that. You know, so. You know, and I like doing different things as well, you know, so the magazines, the teaching, the clinics, you know, but, you know, I think it's good to do lots of stuff. I mean, I don't just want to do one thing, you know.
Yeah. Well, thanks for...
No problem. Great to be here.
Nice to have you back.
And thank you.